Shalom. Welcome, Yahawashi. And all praise and glory as always to the Most High and the Mashayach Yahawashi, Bahashama Mashayach Yahawashi. I want to continue on my big brother Mashayach Yahawashi to the glory of the Most High. Bahashama Mashayach Yahawashi. So as always, we'll start with Colossians 3:17. Colossians 3:17. Whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all by Hashem Mashayach Yahawashi in the name of the anointed Savior. Give thanks to the Most High and the Father by Hashem Mashayach Yahawashi in the name of the anointed Savior. So it's very important that we, as we start in teaching anyone, it's very important that whoever it is that you're teaching or whoever you're talking to, they understand this. Go to 1 John 4:1, because you can teach, believe me, I learned from just teaching strangers. You go a long time teaching, and in the end, they think you're talking about Caesar Borgia. The white image that they set up as representing Mashayach Yahawashi, the anointed Savior. So 1 John 4:1 says, beloved, now we know Romans 9:13 says, as it is written, Jacob have I loved. So it's talking to the Israelites. Jacob was the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. Said, beloved, Yasharala, that's our name in Hebrew, the 12 tribes of Israel. Believe not every spirit. So we say, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits whether they are of the Most High and the Mashayach Yahawashi. Why? Because many false prophets are gone out into the world. You want to say many false prophets are gone out into the world. So let you know that there's going to be many false prophets that are coming out into this world and in our world right now. Mashayach said, many shall come in my name. In whatever name they use for Mashayach Yahawashi, they still coming in his name, you see? And shall deceive many. But the elect, he said he's going to do signs and wonders that might even fool the very elect. Verse 2, hereby know you the Spirit of the Most High. Every spirit that confesses, you gotta say it. Nobody know what you're thinking. You gotta say it. Confesses that Mashayach Yahawashi is come in the flesh is of the Most High. You'll say every spirit that confesses, you're gonna announce it to someone that Mashayach Yahawashi is come in the flesh is of the Most High. So your flesh is your skin. So people be talking about it ain't about color, it is about your flesh. When it comes out of Mashayach Yahawashi, he said every one that confesses that Mashayach Yahawashi is coming in the flesh is of the Most High. It don't matter. Why it gotta be about color? Color's in the Bible. It do matter. If it wasn't about color, then why do you have, until this day, that picture of Caesar Borgia painted by Michelangelo da Vinci in 1492 until this day? And nobody's on television bashing that. They're making movies, still got you all twisted. Especially you Israelites. So it is important. This is where you start. Mashayach Yahawashi is our foundation. He is our life. Verse 3. And every spirit that confesses not that Mashayach Yahawashi is come in the flesh is not of the Most High. And this is that spirit of anti-Mashayach, whereof ye have heard that it should come, and even now already is in the world. I love the way it's written, because it's written so we can relate to even now is it already in the world. Against him, because if it's not him, is an imposter, then that's an anti-Mashayach. You believe in this imposter, then you're against him. So let's look how he looked. Because he came in the flesh, that means your skin. Let's look how he looked. Revelation 1:1. This is where everything begins. This is my big brother, Mashayach, Yahawashi. Hopefully you can say the same thing. If not, we gotta look how he looked. Since he says everyone that believes that he came in the flesh, and they painted this picture of flesh. Caesar Borgia, there ain't no he come into earth with flesh. That picture don't have flesh on it. With no robot, ain't no robot. That's a real man that lived. Pope Alexander VI, that was his son. Caesar Borgia. Let's look at the real of Mashayach look. Revelation 1:1. That's where it all starts, brothers and sisters. Either you for him or you against him. You can talk about him all you want to, but if you still think that he's someone that he's not, he can be very angry with you when he come back and judge and make a war. Revelation 1:1. The revelation, the revealing of Mashayach Yahawashi, which the Most High gave unto him. For the Most High gave this revelation to Mashayach to show unto his servants, who are the children of Israel, things which will surely come to pass. And he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant John. Let's see how he looked. Since nobody say nobody knows how he looks. Let's see how he looked. Jump down to verse 13. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, which are the 7 churches which were in Asia Minor, one like unto the Son of Man, who was Mashayach Yahawashi, clothed with a garment down to the foot. So he had a long robe on. And girded about the pass with a golden girdle. The best gold of Ophir. He ain't got no burlap on. Yeah, that's what we wore around our waist. Protect our midsection. But here's a solid gold. Verse 14. Giving an indication of how he looked now. His flesh. Because you got to believe that he came in the flesh. He had skin. His head and his hairs were white like wool. So the hair on his head, the hair on his face was fully gray when John the Revelator seen him. Remember the revelation of Mashayach Yahawashi, which the Most High gave to him. So the hair on his head, the hair on his face, like wool. The texture of it is like wool, like lamb's wool, nappy hair. Should this nappy make you happy? It should make you happy if you got nappy hair. That's the best hair. Should be. I mean, both sides gave us his only begotten son with hair of wool, nappy hair. As white as snow, so it's fully gray. And his eyes were as a flame of fire. And his feet, now your feet is the same color as your whole body, right? Unless you got some kind of plague or something, or disease or something. But his feet, like unto fine brass. I have some brass here. I just happen to have some brass. This is brass. See how it looks? That's brass. His feet like in the fine brass. But how does brass look? As if they burn in a furnace. So this brass is burned, and look how it looks inside. You see how dark it is? What do you get out of that? That's burnt brass. It's burnt. Look very, very dark. What we call blue-black. That's brass burnt. So Caesar Borgia don't look like that. That so-called white image that they painted of him don't look like that. So now, he said, and his voice as the sound of many waters, had a very powerful voice. So that's, when we look at it, that's what it's about. Now, all you that got attitude about me saying that nappy make you happy, it should make you happy, then how did the Most High look? How's his hair? Look, go to Daniel 7 and 9. This is my big brother, Mashayach Yahawashi. And my ultimate big brother, the Most High. Look, this is him, this is the Most High. Daniel 7 and 9. I beheld till the thrones were cast down. That's all kingdoms on this earth. Gonna be cast down. Future prophecy. And the Ancient of Days did sit. Who's Ancient to the Most High? No one. Ancient of Days did sit. Whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head. This is a vision that he said because nobody ever seen the Most High. Whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. The pure nappy hair. So you got nappy, it should make you happy because he said the Most High got pure nappy hair, pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, so he's fire. And his wheels, that's burning fire. Fire. The scripture says fire from his waist up, fire from his waist down. So, looking at this, and I look at how are people missing out on spiritually what really will make the Most High of Mashayach happy, because it's like, do you see it or don't you see it? Are you acting right or are you acting wrong? Are you flowing in the spirit with the Most High of Mashayach or are you flowing out of the spirit? In your own spirit. Look at verse 2 of 1 John 4 and 2. Let's go back there. It says, hereby know ye the spirit of the Most High. Every spirit, we all have spirits. Most High gave us all a spirit or should be dead. Every spirit that confesses that Mashayach is come in the flesh is of the Most High. So that means you gotta confess it. That from what you just heard, you gotta confess it. As I'm confessing it right now to you. For all those that have ears to hear, you gotta confess it. That's what it's about. So that you can be pleased in the eyes of the Most High and the Mashayach Yahawashi. Otherwise, you say you confess me before man, I confess you before my Father which is in heaven and before the holy angels. But if you don't, then your whole conversation is about the world, then that's what you're really about. That's what you're really about. You ain't about this. And when it comes down, I hope that world gonna save you. Because the world set up to send you straight to hell. And that's that lake of fire, baby. That's burning, 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 burning. The judgment gonna come. You know, one way or another. Got to read about the rich man and Lazarus. He didn't, when he died, he probably wished that he didn't do the things he done while he was living, but it's too late. Go back and go to my father's house. Because I have 5 brothers. So they don't come to this place of torment. But he had to come. He was there. We have examples. Hopefully you don't end up being there. I know I don't want to be there. I say you go to hell any way you want to. Just don't try to take me with you. That's for real. But with all I know, and what I know what's going to happen and what's already happened that's prophesied in this Bible. Be a fool to let somebody take you off your course. That you can't be. I know I'm not going to be that. This is real, people. Look at Matthew 22:35. Matthew 22 and 35. Matthew 22 and 35. Yeah, Matthew 22 and 35. Then one of them, which was a lawyer, asked him a question, and tempting him. See how they tempting him, Mashayach Yahawashi, and saying, Master, which is the great commandment in the law? Which is the great commandment in the law? Mashayach said unto him, Thou shalt love the Most High thy power with all thy heart, with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment. But you know, he already said that's not the first of all the commandments. The first of all the commandments is, Hear, O Israel. The Most High, our power is one. I'll show you that. This is the first and great commandment. That's the first and great commandment. And the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. So, loving the Most High and loving ourselves as Israelites, as we love ourselves, all the commandments are based upon those two principles. Because the commandments are dealing with how we love the Most High and how we love each other as Israelites. 613 laws, moral laws, civil laws, dietary laws, ceremonial laws. That's what we have today. Sacrificial law was done away with because Mashayach came as the Lamb of the Most High to sacrifice himself for the sins of Israel. When you understand Acts 5:29 to 31, 31 clearly says repentance to Israel and forgiveness of sins. Talking about the Mashayach Yahawashi while he died. So it is what it is. It's just, a lot of people want to pull everybody and everything into it, but nobody ever asks about the Eskimos, Vietnamese, Cambodians. Never heard that. Never. What about them? Nobody ever said anything about them. Just about the Jews and the Edomites, the Greeks. Ain't that something? Everybody else excluded? I don't think so. Those Greeks that it's saying are Israelites. They had been converted to being Greeks all the way into the Greek Empire, from the Greek Empire. When you read this Bible, we in the New Testament, we in the Roman Empire. The Greek Empire is in 1 Maccabees and 2 Maccabees. Prophesied to Daniel, but actually understood completely 1 Maccabees, 2 Maccabees, without a shadow of a doubt, in the Apocrypha. Verse 41 of Matthew 22. While the Pharisees were gathered together, and Mashayach asked them, saying, What think ye of Mashayach? Now you understand this. He didn't ask them, what think ye of Jesus? That's something we see in the Bible. They put that name there. He didn't ask them, what do you think of Yahawashi? Or any other name that they have created in these last days pertaining to him. He asked them himself. So I wonder what brothers do that don't believe in the Hebrew. They just say Christ probably, or the ones that don't deal with Jesus Christ, y'all deal with Mashayach. That's what that is. That's his title, that's who he is, the anointed. He's the Messiah. That's what he asked, saying, What think ye of Mashayach? Whose son is he? They said unto him, the son of David. He said unto them, How then does David in spirit, David in spirit, that's the Holy Spirit. You say in spirit, that's talking about the Holy Spirit. Call him Lord or Master, saying, The Lord said unto my Lord, Sit thou on my right hand, till I make thine enemies thy footstool. This is from Psalms 110 and 1. The Lord said unto my Lord, Sit thee on my right hand until I make thine enemies thy footstool. So, who's David's Lord? Who's David's master? That's the question. Listen what he say next. If David then call him Lord or Master, how is he his son? So if David is calling him Lord or Master, then how is Mashayach his son? Messing with him, right? One of the mysteries that's unknown. Now that's been revealed, but those that have ears to hear will hear it. Those that don't will not hear it. They'll continue to go forward with just a name that everybody has. Joshua name was, that's where Yahawashi comes from, Joshua. Many J-E-S-U-S even to this day. But there's only one. Mashayach, the anointed, the Messiah. There's only one. It's not many, there's only one. When he said, if David didn't call him Lord or Master, how is he his son? How is he his son? If David is calling Mashayach Master, how is he his son? And no man was able to answer him a word. Who is this? Verse 41, while the Pharisees were gathered together. We would say the Pharisees, these so-called political religious leaders, working with the Romans. Verse 46, and no man was able to answer him a word. They couldn't say nothing. Silence. Neither does any man from that day forth ask him any more questions. Hear that? He cut him. They ain't asking no more questions after that. Now let's go to the first of all the commandments. As I mentioned, you got to make sure that you back it up. 1 Thessalonians 5:21, prove all things. So let's go to Deuteronomy 6 and 7. 6 and 4, Salakia. This is the first of all the commandments. Hear, O Israel, the Most High, our power is one power. So it's got to talk to someone. It's talking to the 12 tribes of Israel. Say, hear, O Israel, the Most High, our power. The Most High, our power is one power. This is what we got to really look at, because that's the first of all. You say, what's the first of all the commandments? Most people can go to what we just read, the first of the commandments. But the first of all the commandments is, hear, O Israel, the Most High, our power is one power. See? Look at this. Let me review it again. Go to just prove that. Let a Mashayach tell you. I know a lot of y'all don't believe what I'm saying. It's in Mark 12 and 28. Start there. And one of the scribes came, and having heard them reasoning together, and perceiving that he had answered them well, asked him, which is the first commandment of all? See, that's a difference. The first commandment of all. This is the first commandment of all commandments. This is what it says. And Mashayach answered him, the first of all the commandments is, hear, O Israel, the Most High, our power. Our is a personal possessive pronoun showing ownership. Our power, Israel, is one power. That's the first commandment of all. Is, hear, O Israel, the Most High, our power is one power. Then he goes on to say, and thou shalt love the Most High thy power with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind, with all thy strength, and with all. This is the first commandment. That's the first commandment, as we read earlier. And the second is like, namely this, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. There is none other commandment greater than these. Very important that we see this. Go to Leviticus 19. Leviticus 19 and 1. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, verse 2, speak unto all the congregation of the children of Israel, and say unto them, this to the congregation of the children of Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel, say unto them, ye shall be holy, meaning true and pure, for I, the Most High, your power, am holy. Now look to verse 17 and 18. This is what he's quoting from. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor, and not suffer sin upon him. Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Most High. That's what he's quoting. Now, look at Exodus, the 20th chapter. As far as us loving the Most High, he gives us instructions first and foremost. Verse 1, Exodus 20 and 1. The Most High spake all these words, saying, I am the Most High thy power, this is your power, Israel, Israelites, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage, slavery, captivity. Thou shalt have no other gods or idols before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Most High, thy power, am made jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. Meaning, those that hated the Most High and the Mashayach Yahawashi, he visited the children. All their children, all the way to the third and fourth generation of them that hated him, way back in the day. So them children that's coming out of those men that hated the Most High, didn't believe in the Most High, they the children that's right on this earth. So what they say? Crucify him, let his blood be on us and on our children. That's what they said concerning the Mashayach Yahawashi. So here it is, you have those same children being born in the earth, coming from different facets of people, joining together. The Most High bring that spirit on this earth, then you can destroy it in the end. Because they come from someone that hates the Most High. And showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Here it is. Just a moment.